The air in the room Asher takes us to next is thick with smoke and laughter. Worn, overstuffed blue couches sit on one side of the room, with small end tables next to them that are covered in magazines and newspapers. On the other side are 4 cheap round tables, 2 of which are currently occupied by burly-looking men who are in the middle of what appears to be a very energetic card game. Cigarettes and cigars hang out of most of their mouths, and half-empty bottles litter the table in front of them. Every one of the men is as pierced and tattooed as Sawyer, and a few of them are so filthy you wouldn't think they live in a building with running water. This is exactly the way I always pictured pirates. One man looks up from his cards, and a small smile peeks through his filthy beard as his eyes rove over me. The hair on my arms stands on end, and my discomfort only grows when he elbows the man next to him. After that, it's like watching a game of dominoes as one by one every man gathered around the table turns. Every set of eyes is on me, taking in my short skirt and my tight-fitting vest, moving over me as their imaginations run wild. At my side, Dex and Ryder stand up straighter. Even Turk seems to snap out of his misery long enough to reach for his knife. Asher takes a step forward, trying to put himself between the room of men and me. Sorry. We don't have a lot of women here. My heart pounds out a rhythm that betrays my cool exterior, but I cling to my indifference as I shrug. I'm used to it. Doesn't bother me. I weigh my options for a second before taking a step forward, and every man in the room perks up. I take my time looking them over, studying the grins on their scarred faces. I can only imagine the violence they've witnessed, let alone inflicted on others. There's only one way to get through to men like this. I meet their smiles with a malicious one of my own, grabbing hold of the tension flowing through my body and using it to my advantage. Like what you see? Heads bob, and a few whistles are thrown my way. Heat floods to my cheeks, but I work hard to keep the smile plastered on my face while I bat my eyelashes, waiting for the perfect moment. The energy in the room builds, and just when it has reached its peak, I strike, grabbing 2 throwing stars and flinging them across the room, one to the right, the other to the left. The first knocks a cigarette out of a man's mouth before sticking in the wall behind him, while the second lands directly in front of another man, piercing the table between 2 of his fingers. Time freezes. The air around me buzzes and hums as the men stare at me with wide, disbelieving eyes. Satisfaction rolls through me, and I straighten my shoulders, narrowing my eyes, meeting each of their gazes for a brief second before saying, "Just know that if you even think about touching me, I will kill you."